going on, NFL fans? Mr. Shawty here back from our ShawtyTalks podcast. Today we'll be going over the AFC South offseason overview. Let's get into it. So first thing we're going to talk about is the Colts, and really one big topic I want to talk about is the quarterback position. They got bailed out by the Falcons, giving away Matt Ryan for a third. They should never gave a first round pick for Carson Wentz. It shouldn't have been a conditional second. It should have been, or a conditional first, or however you put the terms. It should have always been a second, if not less. But, I mean, they had no leverage. Wentz didn't want anything to do with them. Most of the teams that were in the place to get a quarterback last year were in a decent enough draft spot to do so. Some things they could have done to maybe alleviate some of that when they were kicking the crap out of the Texans and the Bills, they should have pulled them. Alleviate some of those snaps. Play the game. You know Howie Roseman would have been doing the same thing. So on to their draft needs. Wide receiver, they could still go get, Julio Jones or AJ Green, obviously, and like I said, they only got their second round draft pick to do so. They could use another left tackle. Again, free agency's not over. You could still get Dwayne Brown or Eric Fisher. They also now need a right guard, now that their right guard is with the Giants. So, I mean, again, free agency, Eric Flowers or Turner or Long, you have options. But obviously, draft might be better suited for some of those guys than others. And then you guys could also use defensive tackle. Because outside Buckner and Stewart, your defensive tackle depth is not great. On to the Jags. So, quarterback, running back, solved. Tight end, I think is what you got. Wide receivers, you guys could use definitely a number one wide receiver, but I don't think you will. I don't think you're going to draft one. You gave Kirk all that money, gave Zay Jones all that money. Marvin Jones looked like he had a nice connection with him. I think you guys still have Treadwell. I could be wrong on that. You got Chenault. You're not drafting a wide receiver. So biggest need is going to be center and left guard. So they could do some things with left guard. They could go move Cam Robinson over. They could draft someone. They could have Walker Little play left tackle. Like I said, Cam Robinson play left guard. They got options. Linebacker, because they don't have Miles Jack anymore. And they could also use an edge rusher. On to the Tennessee Titans. The Tennessee Titans, I think they could be a surprise team for a quarterback. I think Tannehill's proven now that he isn't the guy when things aren't perfect. When his running backs hurt, when his wide receiver, and really most quarterbacks, I guess, are like this. But unfortunately, when you pay him that much money, it kind of hurts. The Bengals defense was not impressive. It wasn't that great of a defense. And I get they did some really good things last year, and I'm not trying to destroy any of the accomplishments they made, but it shouldn't have been that problematic. I mean, you had Henry back, you had A.J. Brown. He might not be that guy. Now, for the draft, again, I have quarterback, I have running back, try to alleviate some of that pressure off Derrick Henry. I also have offensive line. I didn't know whether I should be putting right tackle or left guard, or maybe both. Depends on what Dylan, the kid from North Dakota, does. If he's their right tackle, they're going to need a left guard. If he's their left guard, they're going to need a right tackle. Then I have edge rusher. Bud Dupree missed some time last year, so maybe you'll want to have someone as an insurance policy to play alongside Harold Landry. Defensive line looks solid. Corner between Fulton and Farley, and Molden and Screen. I mean, those are really, Screen and Molden are both slot corners. Hopefully Farley can stay healthy, but with them being picked so high, you don't want to draft another high pick to try to replace that. On to the Houston Texans. My apologies. So, Houston, they are in an interesting spot. I think you could draft just about anything. Anything and everything. Outside of quarterback and left tackle. Running back isn't great. Behind Marlon Mack, I mean, really, it's not there. Wide receiver outside of Brandon Cooks is not there. Tight end, they don't really have a tight end. Left tackle might be solid now with Tunsil, but the rest of their offensive line is kind of a mess. Defensive line is not good. Safeties are not great. Outside corners are not great. Linebackers are not great. So there's plenty of needs. Like I said, I could really probably, off the top of my head, I could probably name five Texans. Davis Mills, Brendan Cooks, Marlon Mack, Laramie Tunsil, and Desmond King. Those are really all the guys I can mention. So as always, let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Like and subscribe. Peace out.